Yo, what's up, homies? We're out here in front of our big old cave from last video, and we got some caveception to do because we're gonna put that big old cave inside the cave, just like we talked about. And then once we finish the cave, if we have any time left, we're gonna be doing a potion hut up by the inn, which might be pretty dang cool if I'm honest. I've got a really cool design in mind that I saw on Reddit one time a long time ago, and I'm gonna do a little bit of modification to it. But before we get to anything like that, we really need to get through this cave, so let's get up on in there and see what we can come up with. Alright, so it's time to get started. I broke down the little facade that I had here to reveal all of the digging that I did beforehand. Wow. So I'm going to open this thing up, clear it out quite a bit, make a big ol' opening in here, and see what we can come up with. So here I am, minding my own business, clearing this thing out, and I may have caught a significant break because it would appear that I'm going into a cave that I've been in, which also appears to be a pretty good size. And all that means to me is so much less digging. So let's break through into here and see what we're working with. And looky what we have here. Oh, it is so wide open, so much less digging that I have to do. So let me just burn through clearing this up, cleaning it out, making it a not dripstone-ish cave. And then we're gonna decide what to do with it. Alrighty, we did some clearing. Let's go check it out in here. Wow, nice and wide open. We could even fly in here. How about that? So yeah, we did quite a bit of cleaning up this cave. So this is where we're at right now. I did get rid of this little bit of water that was here, but yeah, we're leaving this flat for now because I learned out there is it raining? I learned out there the hard way that if you're doing a tall build, start at the top. Oh, it's thundering. Oh my goodness. Start at the top because otherwise I had to use so much scaffolding and oh, it was just such a hassle. So we're leaving this here for now. I am going to dig it out though, make it a little deeper, you know, some water running through perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, I think we're going to start planning, which the first thing we're going to do, let me get back up here real quick. Oh, now today just so happens to be the 13th anniversary of the greatest game of all time, which is Skyrim. So I'm going to try and do my best at making this a little bit of like a Skyrim type cave. So I want to do the entrance here leads right into like a walkway cliff that kind of goes over this way, snakes around up to over there, and then you start working your way down into this cave where at the bottom there'll be something special. Who knows? I might do like a little shrine down over here, make it super deep down there, or maybe something, I don't know, something like that. You know, it's Skyrim. They do all sorts of weird stuff. So I'm going to get all my supplies together and let's start ripping through this. 37 hours straight on this thing. I'm totally kidding. I did not work that straight. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? That would be a little bit ridiculous, but wow, we got it done. Now, I have to admit something. It is confession time. It is a little bit difficult to get the whole ambiance and atmosphere of a Skyrim cave done in a Minecraft build. Donkey. But I really don't think we did that bad, so let's get up on in there and you guys can be the judge. But let's go for a little tour. Ow. So we come in here and we've got a nice stone walkway right across, just as they do in Skyrim. And it kind of just, you know, circles around. Every time I walk by this, I think it's a creeper. Is that just me being colorblind, or did that kind of fool you too? But anyways, it kind of just wraps around, comes by this nice enchanted little area. And the path just keeps winding down and winding down all the way down to the water. And we have our little boat sitting here to go into the dark cave. I was actually thinking about putting a little loot chest in there just to, you know, keep up with the Skyrim lore. But I decided not to after all that because, you know, I'm the only one in this world, so there's not exactly a point to having a lore chest, you know. Anyways, let's get back up to the top so we can really go through this thing. So you walk in the entranceway and we have this nice, big, beautiful cavern that we cleared out. We textured it up with some cobble and mossy cobble and andesite and, you know, made it a little bit more cavey. And then obviously once we were done with that, we had to go and green it up, make it a little more natural. So we did the hanging roots, I believe they're called. How do I still not know what those things are called? You'd think that I use them enough so that I'd like know what they're called, but I mean, I just don't. I don't. Anywho, we did that. We did vines all over the place. I mean, look at all these vines going crazy over there. Oh my goodness. And the tree's got vines on it. And, you know, we planted some grass where we could. But I really, really wanted this to have a natural feel, even though it's clearly not natural. Because, I mean, where would something like this just happen? I mean, a big stone bridge going across just happening. I don't really see that being natural, but we made it natural, so we're going with it. And continuing the path, we get to this nice little, I don't know what we would call this. I guess we're just going to call it like a little underground oasis, because we got the water feeding in from what would be, I guess, a drain pipe of sorts up there. And it just comes down here into this nice little pond. It runs by the roots of this tree and down into the main water area. But yeah, it's not too bad. I like it. This tree. Ooh, the tree. Oh, we got to go over the tree. Now, this tree has a particular lean to it. And now that I'm looking at it from this angle, it's not really as great. But I mean, the other angles, it looks pretty good, I think. I like it. Oh, Joe! Oh yeah, our fireplace. And we did some nice little, I don't know what you would call them, mini blocks for the stools around the fireplace. Because I guess we have a resource pack for that, or data pack, something like that. I don't really remember. But yeah, we did some glowberries hanging just for some lighting, and you know, it's all kind of greeneried up over here. But enough rambling about our oasis. Let's keep going down the walkway, and here we get a nice view of our stone walkway that comes in from the entrance, cuts through our pillar, and continues looping around. And then continuing down, we've got, you know, some shrubs over here, more glowberries hanging from the actual walkway, just for a little added glow and ambiance and blah blah. Oh, and these little light posts, I kind of like how these things came out. I didn't want to do them too often because I really wanted it to be pretty dark in here because, you know, I mean, it is a cave after all, but yeah, I like them. We're going to keep them. And then down here, we just go through this last little tunnel in the pillar to our boat launch. And we've got our boat. You know what? Let's just get in it and go for a little stroll. So this thing, you probably saw when I was clearing it out in the time lapse and it was all andesite. I am actually legitimately not exaggerating because I made sure to do it because it was just so unbelievable. Every single block that was taken out of this gap behind me was andesite. It was the biggest andesite deposit I have ever seen in my life, and it filled just over a half of a shulker of just andesite. So every bit of space in that cave was andesite at one time. And we did, of course, place some slabs on these couple spots where mobs could spawn. I did have it a little bit more lit up, but I really like it being dark and mysterious in there, so no lights. Now we'll cross and get another view of the rest of this from over here. So there's our walkway again, and you know, our little lake thing just kind of circles around and comes back over to where the path is over there. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the extent of it. It turned out being quite a bit more work than I anticipated. I'm not going to lie. It took like 3 days just to get this stuff done. And the worst part is, before doing all of this commentary, I was only about 5 minutes into the video after the time lapse. So all of that building got me about 5 minutes of video time, but that's all right. It was entirely worth it. I mean, I am just loving how this came out. And like I said, I mean, it's hard to get the ambiance of a Skyrim cave in Minecraft, but the shaders do, however, help with the vibe of the place. It gives it a little bit more of that, you know, cave feel, I guess. But yeah, this is where we're at. This is what we got. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty dang happy with it. Then again, I don't think I've ever done a build and said that I wasn't happy with it, so take that with a grain of salt, I guess. So now let's go check out this little plot of land over here next to our big old pine tree and see if we can't figure out a way to squeeze a little potion hut right in here. So obviously I'm gonna have to cut back the mountain a bit, which, I mean, that was obvious. I was probably gonna plan on doing that anyways, but I think we're just going to start cutting some land back and try and figure out a spot to house this little hut thing. And, ooh, light. Oh, that's right. I put a light there because, you know, didn't fill it in. I don't think you understand just how upset I am right now. I just did all of this cutting back. I replaced snow. I did the dirt. I made it look, you know, I might cut that back a little bit more, but I made it look, you know, a little more natural. And the whole time I'm like, man, this is gonna be such a cool time lapse seeing it start from, you know, where it was, and now it's like completed and all textured a little bit and blah blah blah. And I never clicked start recording. I mean, there's really no excuse. I'm just I'm so embarrassed. I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, we're done here. All right, we're back. It's time to get building, and I'm looking at you, Scuffed Pudding 5944. You better not unsubscribe for not doing a time lapse of the land clearing. I'm terribly sorry. Please don't leave. I'll be better next time, I promise. Maybe. But we got most of our stuff set up here, so the last thing we need to do before we start on the actual hut is we're gonna raise up the land right here just a little bit, maybe 2, 3-ish blocks. We don't want everything to be on the same exact level. That's kind of boring. So we're just gonna do a little bit more, maybe cut a line straight through like this and raise all of that up just a bit. So let me grab some dirt and grass and let's get going. How about that for a neat little build to end the day? It doesn't exactly fit in with the theme of the little second tier of our castle build, but you know what? It's pretty dang cool. I don't know what came over me when I was building it, but I just kind of decided, hey, this should have a little witch's hat since it's a potion hut. And my brain went wild, and this is what we came up with. I mean, for starters, it's not square. I went for a more rounded thing, kind of like Hagrid's hut. The roof is made out of black stone, which I haven't used literally anywhere else. Like, the only black stone that I own is now part of the roof, pretty much. And it's kind of just a rough little building on a rough little piece of property, unlike the rest of the stuff in here. So, you know, it doesn't fit in, but I think it fits in because now that we have it built, I'm going to pretty much surround it in trees so that it's kind of like back in the back corner of this tier of the build. So I'm going to do, I don't know, some pine trees behind it, kind of like this one. And then I'm going to do at least one right here. And then maybe another one up here in like this little triangle of the pathway. So it is going to be a little bit more hidden and out of sight than anything else, which I guess makes sense since it's a little ugly piece of property. But anywho, to the build. We've got the front doors. Oh yeah, we've got this nice little light on our swoop from the witch's hat. But we've got our front doors, and inside is the brew house. Now I am going to add some stuff in here. I need to do like some picture frames with some potions in them and maybe some armor stands with potions around so that it really looks more like a potion hut. But for now, we're with this. We got some, of course, some greenery in here. Perhaps maybe it came through the wall leading to where the other one is out there. I guess that would kind of work. Yeah, that works. We'll go with it. And then we just got the 2 brew stands up there, some barrels around for some storage of our little brew items. Actually, I just thought I'm going to use this for whenever I start using some potions, which I haven't done very much of, so I don't know anything about them. We can learn together. And then for the lighting, of course, we did some candles for some nice ambiance in here, but it is still light enough to not spawn any mobs, which, of course, we always have to make sure we're doing. And of course, we can't forget the little details outside, too. We used some mud and packed mud, and of course, the coarse... That's funny. Of course, the coarse dirt, and then just kind of slowly faded it into the grass out here. And, you know, same thing on the other side, obviously. And then we kind of just went wild with planting grass and making it the tall grass and, you know, putting some bushes along the house and, you know, greening it up and grossing it up, and it's overgrown. But that is the potion hut, and that is where we're going to end today's video, and we're doing it in style with the shaders on, baby. So, of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying the series. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and, you know, share it this time. Why not? And we'll catch you on the flip side.